Okay, joining us now, former WBO champion of the world, Colin McMillan. Colin, you're up here today watching James DeGale. What are your thoughts so far on James DeGale training for the fight for with George Groves?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen James fight quite a few times. Very, very impressed. Very fast, good movement, and I think he can go. He can go all the way. Obviously, got a tough fight with George, but like he's looking in good condition, and should be a cracking fight.
Do you still follow boxing as much as you used to? Still go to shows?
Yeah. Still heavily involved in boxing. Big part of my life, so I'll always be involved in it. I've got a boxing agency which kind of keeps me quite busy, and yeah. So I mean, I love boxing, so I'm always around.
You started off with Barking ABC. Tell me your memories when you boxed as an amateur. You got through to the English semi-finals, wasn't it?
Now I've got through two national finals. Lost two controversial divisions both times. 4 times London amateur champion. But like my dream was always to go to the Olympics to get a gold medal, like Sugar Ray and Muhammad Ali. Got to the Olympic squad, but didn't quite make it to the Olympics. But when I won the world championship, I beat a guy who won a gold medal. So in a way, I kind of made up for it.
What were your thoughts when you first turned pro? Because you started off with Frank Warren, you finished with Frank Warren. What were your thoughts when you first started turning pro?
I actually started with Frank. I didn't actually finish with Frank. But yeah, Frank's a great promoter. And as I say, from a very early age when I used to watch Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali on TV, it's something which I set my heart on. One of my dreams to become a world champion. And I had a great ride, had a great career, and it fulfilled most of my potential.
You had a bad accident when you fought Palacios for the world title. You lost your world title. What were your thoughts at that time? Because maybe you thought you might never box again. You may never regain to what you had before.
Yeah, it was difficult for me because I think a lot of things were just about ready to take fruition. There was talk of me unifying the title with Paul Hodgkinson, and obviously like Don King was interested. So things were really rosy, and it was just unfortunate for me that that kind of like that injury happened. And it really kind of like I was never the same after, and it cut short my career. But unfortunately, those things happen in life.
What was the highlight of your career? Obviously, winning the world title.
Yeah, I think without a doubt. I mean, it's been great because like they won it from a very young kid. When I used to watch Leonard and Ali, it was my dream to become a world champion, and obviously to become a world champion, is a great achievement. So I was very proud. Also, becoming British champion. Having all the unlucky decisions in the amateurs, to become a British champion was a great night for me. So those are the two highlights of my career. But I mean, I've had a great career even after boxing. Managing Audley Harrison when he won the Olympics. It's been a great ride.
Getting on to Audley Harrison now, what made you manage him and promote him?
Well, I actually I was his manager when he came back from the Olympics. More like an advisor because Audley is quite an intelligent guy. He knows what he wants to do, and he was just trying to give him some help, some guidance. And as I say, when he came back from the Olympics, had a great amount of potential, and had the ability to go on to become a world champion. But in boxing, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and things don't always kind of go your way.
Do you think Audley should have carried on the way he did, including the hay fight? Obviously, he done well in prize fight and winning, against Sprott. Do you think he should carry on that long?
Yeah, I don't see no reason why. I mean, Audley was never in any hard fights. Even from his amateur days, Audley's been a very cautious fighter. Very technically very good. And throughout his career, he hasn't, even though he's kind of like 37, 38, he never had any kind of like any beatings in any fights. He's been stopped a couple of times, but never in really any life and death struggles and that. So I mean, ultimately, in boxing, I think only you as a fighter know when it's time to call it a day.
Now, what's your involvement in boxing now, Colin?
In the moment, I've got an agency which looks after fighters like personal appearances, dinners, that kind of stuff. So I do that. Just in the process of trying to set up an academy in Redbridge, encompassing the whole of boxing, personal training, kids in boxing. So that's my next project, and giving it some thought.
We've got today Jim McDonald. Now, he's a pro trainer. Have you ever thought of training pro fighters?
Not really. I think it doesn't really appeal to me because I always believe. As a trainer, you've got to live the life of the fighter. You've got to be there for him, 24/7. And I made a lot of sacrifices throughout my career, training and that. And it's a very hard game, as a trainer, because you've got to live the life again. I've done it once, made my sacrifices. I wouldn't want to do that again.
Anything you want to say to your fans and friends out there out in the internet land and YouTube?
Yeah, it's great. Everybody's I think boxing's doing well. Obviously, hoping that some big fights come along this year with Pacquiao and Mayweather. I think that's the fight everybody wants to see. And a lot of people are getting involved in boxing. And the good thing for me is watching it, you get so much more like kids in school, white collar boxing, unlicensed, whatever. Boxing on the whole, it'd be great to be back on terrestrial TV because that's when I think it was at its height in the 80s, 90s when I was around with Ben Eubank, Watson, Bruno Lewis, Mackenzie. We had some great times, and it would be great to see boxing back on terrestrial TV. But it's still in a healthy state.
Now you're Barking lad. Locally next year we've got the Olympics. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it's great for the Olympics to come to Stratford. Actually, I grew up in Stratford, so for me it's particularly significant, and it's a great opportunity for people who love sport. It's a great occasion, and to be part of the Olympics, it's going to be good.
Cheers, Cole. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Eric.